Miami Heat Summer League has come to a close, and, well, Heat fans, it could have been dicey, but we get great news when it comes to starting center Kel'el Ware. I'll explain more about this story and how it could have been dicey, but it seems like it's going fine now. On today's show, I'm Nic Rohloff, and listen, I think everybody here wants Kel'el Ware to have a big second season. I know a lot of people were mad at me for saying I would be willing to include him in a trade for Kevin Durant. But I'm still going to root for the guy. I want him to be good for Miami, and I just would have done that. But that's neither here nor there. You want Ware to have a big second season, hit that thumbs up icon. I'll be liking this video for my own personal account, that's for sure. But if you did not watch or did not see, Kel'el Ware, he got called out at Summer League by head coach Erik Spoelstra after the first 3 games that he played in, that he just didn't look like he was giving effort and was not dominating like Heat fans and many Heat personnel probably expected him to do. Here's what Spoelstra said specifically. This was harsh words. The professionalism, did I say that right? I did. I made it there. You know, it's a rough day here for me at Chat Sports Studios, folks. Consistently has to improve, and it is. But he's going to get better, and he has to take ownership of it. The other stuff will come along with that. And I'll say this right now. I am so glad Erik Spoelstra did this. Like, in the first 3 games at Summer League, he looked like he was not giving a shit. He was giving no effort. He did not want to be there. And that was driving me up a freaking wall. So, I wanted to look at the statistics. And to be fair, we're filming this on Wednesday, July 16th, before the last couple Summer League games. So, sorry about these numbers that they've likely changed. But in the 3 games between Summer League in Las Vegas and California Classic that he played in before Erik Spoelstra made that statement, he was playing like shit. Like, this is a player that Miami made untouchable in Kevin Durant trade talks on the left. But then he got called out in the first 2 games against the Cleveland Cavaliers and Celtics Summer League teams. He balled out. 21 points, 12 boards, shooting incredibly efficient from the field. He looked active. He looked engaged. And, well, here's the thing. Like, when we looked at what Ware did for us last season, he became the starting center next to Bam Adebayo in the NBA playoffs for the final half of the season, because that switch was made in mid-January. Like, we would have all expected him to go out and look like an all-NBA type center, because he's playing people that aren't even going to get rotation minutes in the NBA, let alone be on an NBA roster. So he should have been dominating from the get-go. And it was concerning that he was not. It was even more concerning that he didn't even look like he was trying. So it's about time that he started to show that he does give a shit and that he actually is improving. And when he puts forth the best effort that he can, he is going to be as dominant as he can possibly be against players that, like I mentioned, aren't going to be likely on an NBA roster. I was feeling very low on Kel'el Ware. Erik Spoelstra made the comments, and then Ware started the ball out. Do you feel better about Kel'el Ware? Because I was dicey, man. I was. Type Y for yes or type N for no. And it wasn't just the fact that he wasn't playing up to his standards in the first 3 games or giving effort. It also has to be taken into consideration that prior to being selected 15th overall by Miami in 2024, the biggest red flag on Kel'el Ware as a prospect was his motor and lack of drive. We forget, I don't forget, you might forget, he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school that went to go play for Dana Altman at Oregon. Well, guess what happened? He barely played. He couldn't get any active rotation minutes. Why? Because he was not giving the best effort he possibly could and his lack of motor. He transfers out of Oregon to play for Mike Woodson in Indiana. Obviously, Mike Woodson, a former NBA coach, is going to coach him pretty hard. He gave better effort, played much better, and was a just outside the lottery pick, but certainly a lottery talent from what we've seen so far. So when you factor in that it's been a concern in the past, that is why this was such a major thing and red flag for me. And here's the other aspect of it. If you did not see this response from Kel'el Ware, we would be having such a total different conversation right now. Like, if Erik Spoelstra called out Ware for his lack of professionalism and effort, and then he came back and continued to not care and give lackluster effort, I mean, I would be talking about how, like, we need to, like, try to trade him. to be honest. Like, that's where I would have been at, because I simply just there are so many things that drive me up a wall. And if you've been with us here at the Heat Report, you know some things that drive me up. One of them is turnovers. Kills me. Unbelievable upset at that. Another thing is missed free throws. And then a third thing is lack of trying. Like, if we are going to give our time to watch you play, you're going to make millions and millions of dollars to play a sport, you need to be giving 100% effort at all times. So when that doesn't happen, I get beyond furious. And I am just done with you. So if Ware did not respond like he did, I would have been feeling a very, very different type of way right now, but I feel a little bit better now that he has changed his attitude and his effort in these Summer League games. I'll tell you what, I'm a straight shooter, and I think most of you people know that by now if you've been subscribed. Well, if you're just watching our content for the first time, please do join us here at the Heat Report by Chat Sports. We put out daily free videos, breakdowns, rumors. We have you covered when news happens as well. Join us here at the Heat Report for the top coverage on the Miami Heat on this platform. It also is so important for Ware to have a good second season. It is, and that's another reason why I place a lot of, I wouldn't say stock, but I am critical of him. And I think pressure is privilege. That is something that I live by in life, not just sports. And I think most people in sports live by that way as well. Like, you want to have a lot of pressure on you, and it is a privilege because that means people care, and that means people are dependent on you as well. Well, there is no two players, I think, more important to the Miami Heat in 2025 than Nikola Jovic and Kel'el Ware, two of their youngest players that show the most promise. Because if we're going to be honest, if the Heat get bad second seasons from Ware and then Jovic not having that good of a year this season, we're probably not going to be that good again. But if those two blossom and take another step forward in their development and impact in the NBA, well, then maybe we can seriously compete in the top 5 or 6 of this Eastern Conference. Kel'el Ware had a very good rookie season, a promising one that gives Heat fans a lot of hope for him, not only this upcoming season, but in the future. And when he became a starter, his numbers really rose. He has the size, 7 feet tall, 7'4" wingspan, the athleticism, the promise in terms of his shot as well. Like, he just needs to continue to show it and continue to give his best foot forward. And that is another thing that we briefly mentioned earlier in the show. A lot of this offseason was relegated and revolving around Kevin Durant trade talks. Miami did not include Ware or Nikola Jovic in these trade discussions. If the Heat are not going to put you on the table for KD, you need to show to me every single day that that was the right decision, because we know every day that Durant shows up to the office, he is going to give you his best foot forward, looking to score the basketball as a top 5 offensive player in the game's history. And I really do believe Ware has all the talent in the world. He just needs to show me that he can do it consistently on a daily basis. And I hope this is the final time we talk about Ware and his lack of effort. But it's not the first time on the channel, and it better be the last. Because what was our problem with Jimmy Butler in the regular season? Well, he didn't give you maximum effort, and it looked like he was coasting and not even trying half the time. Well, that was at least tolerable, because we know what Jimmy Butler is capable of doing when he puts his best foot forward in the NBA playoffs. And he took Miami to 2 NBA finals and another Eastern Conference finals. Kel'el Ware is a rookie entering his second season. We do not know he has the capability of doing that, so he should be trying to put his best foot forward every single time. And I like Kel'el Ware's response to being called out, not only on the court, but what he was responding to reporters with as well. He said he took it as motivation. You know, obviously he's the coach and he has that trust in me and he wants to see me the best that I can be, so I took it as motivation. Let's just hope he is not faking it, folks, because if we consistently see this pattern of him not trying, he gets called out, then he tries really hard, but then after a little bit, he doesn't try anymore. That can't be a consistent cycle here, and it is grounds for me to say adios. I'll see you later, Kel'el Ware, because to me, there is no one that is really above the organization that the Miami Heat are. We can be upset at Spoelstra, we can be upset at Pat Riley, but no one is bigger than the team and the organization, and that type of mentality and consistent circle of not try and get called out, try, then not try. Like, that is putting yourself before the team, and I just don't like that whatsoever. And then when you have the GOAT Dwayne Wade commenting on the situation, saying on Spoelstra, he's coached Hall of Famers, been one of the champions, he's been in the foxhole. If you want to listen to anybody, you listen to Coach Erik Spoelstra. If a young fellow want to be great, buy into what they are selling. And this is the final couple things I'll say. Kel'el Ware, if you don't listen to the GOAT of the Miami Heat, we got issues. We seriously got issues. And then I saw some people saying that Kel'el Ware is Hassan Whiteside 2.0. Because obviously Hassan came out of nowhere, was unbelievable for Miami. He gets a big contract and then just stopped trying and giving effort. And next thing you know, he was shipped off. I do not think he is Hassan Whiteside 2.0. I just don't think many people could ever be Hassan Whiteside 2.0. But he does need to prove that he's committed to giving effort and committed to the Miami Heat 1,000% times over. And if he doesn't, well, as I've mentioned a couple times throughout this video, I am more than fine saying adios if you are not going to give your best foot forward on a nightly basis. It's why I love Bam Adebayo. It's why I love Tyler Hero. It's why I love Davion Mitchell. Those three players are giving you maximum effort every single night during the regular season, and that is what you need. That will do it for today's show. We will continue to bring you daily content, and if you have not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? You clearly like what we're bringing to the table at some capacity because you're still watching. So join the family today.